Hello everyone, I'm Aveline. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So today we are building a cozy farm, a small cozy farm for a small family. So I hope you guys will like this build. It is inspired by a picture that I found on Pinterest, and I had a lot of fun with it, although I built it a little while ago by now, but we'll get to that in a second. First, we gotta get through our usual disclaimer, so let's run it. Thank you to the EA Career Network for making this video possible by providing me with codes throughout the years. I appreciate it so much. And also, if you want to support the channel, I have a creator code with EA. You can see it on the screen right now. Feel free to use it if you want to, or don't. No pressure whatsoever. Now, let's get back to the video. With that out of the way, let's talk about our build for today. I built this a while ago, so I've been a little bit preoccupied with, I'm starting school on Monday. It's actually my birthday tomorrow as well. There's a lot going on. I was in Oslo last weekend, and so I've just been a little bit preoccupied with all kinds of stuff, especially the school start. It's like taking up so much space in my head, and I feel like I can't really concentrate on a whole lot of other stuff. So I basically been like on a let's just get a little bit distracted by Stardew Valley while doing a few book videos here and there, and then just like wait. Basically, I've been in a waiting, like just preoccupied, like wait until school start. Also been fixing a lot of like school related things, such as just getting a school bag because I don't have one, or a lunchbox because I don't have one of those either. It's been a whole thing. Also, like getting used to getting up early in the morning at a set time every day as well, and like pretending to get ready and get out the door because I haven't done that either for a long time. So like I don't know how long it takes to get ready in the morning if I have to hurry and stuff. So yeah, it's been a lot, and so I built this a while ago, and I haven't done the voiceover yet. To be fair though, I've also had, I think I mentioned that in the last video as well, possibly, but I've had a lot of like throat ache this month. It's stuck since like the 25th of December. It was gone for a little bit. It's kind of come back today. It kind of sucks. But yeah, I've had a couple of days throughout the month where I didn't have any voice, for example. It's been a whole thing. So I just haven't done the voiceover for this build yet. And because it's been a while, I'm like, what have I actually done? I just remember having fun with it because I think I started this build after I got into Stardew Valley again. I'm on year 3 currently. I'm on a let's actually complete this game kind of save file right now because, as you guys know, some of you guys probably do the same with Stardew. You kind of start a new one and then you just have fun and then you stop playing and then you start a new one the next time you start playing. I'm really set on the one that I'm playing currently. I actually started it a while ago, and then I stopped playing around the end of year 1, so I'm currently on year 3, I think. I've been playing a lot, okay, it's fine. But yeah, it's definitely inspired me a little bit. I think I got the idea to do a farming build from playing Stardew Valley, or did I start playing Stardew Valley after I did this build? Was I inspired by this build to start playing Stardew Valley? I can't remember which way around it is, to be honest. Today I'm thinking of building a little tiny house for this weekend as well. Now while I'm actually like remembering I have a Sims channel, hello. So I think I want to do something with the new kits because, or at least I haven't actually taken a proper look at them because we got access to them, so it was either very late Thursday or very early Friday, but I was on my way to Oslo, and yeah, so too bad. I didn't do any overviews, even though I was so ready to, but unfortunately it just wasn't in the cards this time, so I kind of had like an impulse trip to Oslo with my mom because she could get free tickets. So we were like, okay, let's go. Let's just go. Turns out they don't remove ice and snow on the pavement, sidewalk, whatever you want to call it. That took us by surprise. I'm fine. Like I can walk on ice. It's okay. My mom, however, does have some issues, some eyesight issues, and so she was struggling the whole time. Poor mom, but we managed. It's fine. It's all good. It just kind of took us by surprise a little bit, but it was so nice up there. Not too cold either. A little bit like when you were in a windy place maybe, but other than that, it was pretty nice and just cool and casual and calm and stuff. Also, perfumes were so cheap for some reason. I like how, no, books. Books were so cheap. So my mom, before we went, she was like, we're not shopping. Okay, no shopping. And I'm like, Mom, don't worry. We're not going to shop. It's January. Who the heck has money in January? Not me. I'm starting school and I just got a laptop. I don't have any. My budget is gone. So I was like, I get it. Don't worry. We're not shopping. And then we entered a bookstore just because I was curious to see what the prices were like. And they were like half of what they are in Denmark. What? I am in shock. The books are so cheap in Norway. I'm just saying, who goes to book shopping trips to London or whatever? Not me. I'm going back to Oslo. Yeah, I'm just still in shock. I'm actually at a loss for words. It was so cheap. So I ended up basically feeling like I got, how many books did I get home? 7 or 8 or something. A whole lot. If you guys don't know, I have a huge library behind me. It's a bit of an obsession. I wouldn't say it's a bit of an obsession. It's definitely an obsession at this point, and I'm completely fine with it because it makes me happy. So I have a lot of books behind me, and I love to add to the collection now and then, and the Oslo trip definitely did contribute to that. So anyway, but yeah, we're on a tangent, a side quest about Oslo instead of talking about the build. I think what I'm doing is basically just going for farmhouse vibes. It's a bit of a mix of everything in here with like packs wise. Obviously the 3 new kits, is it 2 build kits and one clothing kit? I think 1 cast kit. I think. I'm not really too sure because again, I haven't really looked at them, but today while I'm building, I'll make sure to get acquainted with all 3, or at least the possible 2. I know there's one, which is the one Kayla had a hand in, what's it called, Cozy Gamer or something? Is it called Cozy Gamer? I should know. I'm an EA creator and I don't know. I'm a terrible EA creator. Anyway, but also they just hit at the wrong time. That's basically why. Like, I'm out of the loop because I wasn't home. That's my excuse. But I do remember seeing a couple of pictures of that one, and it does speak to me on some level because, as well as like, I too am a person with a home office that can recognize some of the items in that kit from my office as well. So it kind of speaks to me on that level, and I think I want to do something with it today in a tiny house. Going up this weekend, possibly, if I do the voiceover in time, which apparently I suck at these days, or these months or something, the past year. I don't really know at this point. But the other one, I think, what was it called? Something to do with like, it was like secret, or I can't remember, but I think that one is a build kit as well. Someone will probably let me know in the comments out of pure frustration because I'm sitting here talking about something that I don't know anything about. And that's fine, thank you, if you let me know in the comments. I appreciate it. But I do have them, so I'll probably mostly use the Cozy Gamer one and then have a look at the other one and get acquainted with it. But I think the last one was a cast kit, and I haven't really touched Create a Sim for a couple of years, so I probably won't have a look at that one at the moment. But yeah, I did like what I saw of the Cozy Gamer one because it does remind me of my favorite room in the entire world, which is the room that I'm sitting in right now. It's my home office and I love it. So could make a couple of like what's it called, improvements here and there, I suppose, but they'll be I'll reserve them for when I have time and budget, now that I'm going to be a poor student. I'm so excited though. I'm so excited. I actually said to my friend a while ago, it was like half a year ago or something, I can't wait to become a poor student. Like, I just want to be a poor student. And now it's happening from Monday. And I'm so terrified. My dad called me earlier today and he's like, so how are you feeling about it? And I'm like, I am so nervous. And he's like, but why? I'm like, how could you not be nervous? I'm gonna be surrounded by people all day. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Anyway, also I forgot to say at the start of the video, I probably should have started this video saying this, but some of you probably follow me on Instagram, and if you do, that is cool. Thank you. My Instagram is linked in the description, either directly or through the link tree. And some of you probably also follow The Sims on Instagram. I don't know if they posted about this on Twitter or anywhere else, to be honest, but I know they posted it on Instagram because we're doing like a massive stream for the 25th anniversary of The Sims, and I was asked as well if I wanted to participate in it, and I said yes, because of course, who doesn't want to celebrate the anniversary of The Sims? The 25th, that's a quarter of a century, that's so many years. So I was very honored to be asked and said yes right away, and so it's happening on the 5th. And I don't know when I'll be streaming, but I'll be doing a build challenge. We all have like a set amount of time because it's going to be split up into like windows per creator / creators, because sometimes there are more than one creator streaming, but we're all going to have our window to stream, and I don't know when mine is. So I'll let you guys know when I know, but so far I don't know. But yes, I am streaming, and I'm so excited to be a part of it. I'm so honored to be asked, and we're gonna have some fun even though I'm not used to streaming. I'm gonna do my best and gonna be my awkward self on stream. It's gonna be on both Twitch and YouTube as far as I know. And so yes, I hope some of you will drop by if you happen to watch this video. And if you saw the post as well on Instagram, I hope I made it clear that what was going on, but like I don't know. I'm so nervous about it, but at the same time I'm like, yes, it's fine. Like it's gonna be so nice. It's gonna be so celebratory. It's gonna be a party. We're gonna have so much fun. And I probably should have mentioned this at the start of the video. And then I just, instead of in the middle of the video, but hey, here we are. Also, I think I said the 5th, I meant the 4th, but I think I am streaming on the 5th, not the 4th, because we're starting very late in the evening. I'm thinking like European time. So I think it starts at 10 or 11 p.m. European time, and so I'll be on during the 5th, which is why in my head I'm like, it's on the 5th, and I don't know how I'm gonna like coordinate that with school, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. It's gonna, oh, I haven't actually said what I'm going to school for either. I don't, do I want to say, maybe I'll start talking about it a little bit when I start school. But I know that on the first day of school, some of you guys are going to find this a little bit funny. It's not like haha funny, but it's a little bit funny, like a sprinkle of fun. On the first day of real school, because Monday is going to be introduction, we're having a class called Design, which is basically introduction to Photoshop, and I've been using Photoshop for YouTube since 2017, so I'm like, this is gonna be the best day. I'm gonna be doing nothing. And I'm completely okay with it. Like, I'm just laughing about it because it's actually, I think it's gonna be cool having input about something that I've been using so often. Like Photoshop is basically second nature by now, even though you might not be able to see it on thumbnails and stuff. I do different things for Sims thumbnails than I do for the BookTube thumbnails. I've been doing other stuff in my free time as well. I used to draw a lot in Photoshop as well when I did Tumblr, which is pre-2017. So I've been like consistently using Photoshop for at least 10 years. And I think it's going to be nice to get input from other people, but also more like a solid, let's build it up knowledge about the program. So I'm okay with it. I just think it's funny going through introduction to a program you've been using for a decade, but I'm looking forward to it either way. I think as well that I am gonna be vlogging a lot, not necessarily of the school and stuff like that, but I'll be vlogging a lot more over on the BookTube channel. So if any of you are interested in that kind of content, definitely go check it out. We talk about books over there a whole lot as well, but there'll be some more vlogs than there has been over the past year or so from now on, I think, because I'm out and about I'm just out and about all of a sudden. I don't, it's such a, yeah, I'm so excited. I think getting a change of rhythm, daily, like, you know what I mean? Like both my surroundings, but also just my schedule and my daily rhythm, like everything's going to be turned upside down, and I think it's going to be so healthy for me as well. And I'm just excited to start learning stuff as well. And we already had our date set for the first exam, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just around the corner. It's a whole lot. Okay, so I can't really not talk about it either because it takes up a lot of space in my head these days, as I'm sure is understandable, because it's like my whole life is gonna change like on Monday. It's a lot. But yeah. Anyway, so as you can probably tell, by the way, this is the child's bedroom, and I've gotten into this habit of splitting up children's bedrooms these days. So like they have this more one area of the room is closed off with like a curtain or something else, and that's where the bed area is. I like this little like cave feeling of having I would love to be able to do that in my apartment, because my bed is in the same room as technically my living room area, and because I have been prioritizing having a home office over that. I don't know, this room is very important to me, so, but that's a choice. That's a choice I made, and some might find that weird. I like it personally, and this is my home, so it has to fit with my needs anyway. But I would love to be able to like place a curtain or something to close off the bed area. However, I am not able to with the setup of that room, and it's not possible to change it like that because of window placement, built-in wardrobes and stuff like that. But I like the idea of having like a bed area that's closed off with a curtain or something like that. So I've been doing a little bit of that with my builds. And then the other area is for like doing homework or toys in this instance, because, well, I suppose it's a child. They also have to do homework, but they have their desk and their toy chest and toys and stuff like that. So a bit more like during the day. So night and day. Yeah, it's split up into night and day. I don't know, that cave feeling is so, I think I've talked about this on the channel before as well. I don't like sleeping in big rooms. It's for some reason doesn't make me feel so safe, and I'm not really sure why. The smaller the bedroom, the better, even though I am also the kind of person who loves to have their clothes on display, basically. I like clothing racks or open wardrobes. So it's a bit of the two don't necessarily work together. Not necessarily. So unless you want everything to be super cramped, which it is in my room currently. But I think for like the future in my like long-term home, which is not going to be this one, but you know, like long-term homes, you get what I mean? I would probably want a room that is not necessarily too big, but big enough to have please turn that. I turned that. Yes, I did. Thank you. That was bothering me for a second. Like rotated one of the patches of dirt or whatever you want to call it. Patches of soil? I don't know. But I would probably in my like future forever home, let's call it that. Even though the idea of like settling down in one place forever also is kind of terrifying. I like to move around as well. It's a whole thing. I don't know. But I would want a room that is big enough for an open wardrobe, but small enough to still feel like a cave. Does that make sense? I don't know. It's a lot of requirements that's probably not gonna work out in the end, but that's fine. I hope you can see the vision that I'm having with this is a different kind of farm area. I saw a picture where they had like pathways throughout the patches, like the patches where they grow stuff, and it was very planned out, and the pathways, or the paths I should call them, because that's probably what they're called instead of pathways, they were made by gravel and stuff, like gravel, essentially. I think it was gravel. And so I wanted to recreate somewhat like that sort of what's it called, landscaping style, I suppose, in The Sims, but yeah, I think it makes sense instead of these like big patches of, except if it's like a huge farm, I understand these big patches of soil, I completely understand it because, you know, but fields essentially is what that is. Like I get it. But for a house this size, it felt right to make it a little bit smaller. It doesn't mean they have fewer patches, but or fewer soiled patches. I forgot what it's called. I'm stuck on patches. I can't. I can't get it out of my head. It's fine. We're just gonna call it patches today. But it does mean fewer plantable plots. But I think it looks nice. I think it makes sense for this house. And then I tried to make a situation in the middle of it as well. They do have a greenhouse, which looks like it's a bit newer than the house itself. I kind of, in my head, they had it built recently, so that's why it looks a little bit, style-wise, it doesn't necessarily mesh with the farmhouse, but it's not supposed to. I really wanted to use that thing, but it just wasn't fitting in anywhere, and I couldn't see below it, so it actually bothered me a little bit, and I decided against it. But it was cute. I kind of want to use it for something else at some point, if I remember. And then I also gave them a couple of chicken coops because chickens. So they did need some kind of animal on this farm, and I feel like the building for llamas or cows was a little bit too big. There wasn't necessarily room for a stable for a horse either, so chickens made sense. Plus the chicken coops are very cute as well, so I feel like they fit with the vibe. And yes, we're essentially just trying to plan out how what the flow is basically between these different elements of the garden. I wanted to make sure that the left part was very structured and very like 90 degrees angles, and then the rest was a little bit flowy, or more flowy at least. So the path leading to the chicken coops and the path leading to the greenhouse was a little bit more organic, just so it wasn't all going to be these like very clean lines, which by the way is difficult to do in The Sims, and I didn't manage, but also it's not really, I think it looks better that the lines aren't necessary, because it's gravel. Gravel is going to move. Yeah? Hopefully that makes sense. So the lines weren't going to be super clear anyway, or super like set anyway. I think I kind of followed some of the grid, but tried to blur it out a little bit with some dirt terrain paint on top as well. And this is the middle bit that I talked about. I just knew that I wanted a colorful tree in there, or at least a tree with some colorful flowers on it. And then other than that, I found these plant boxes, whatever you want to call them, in the debug catalog or live edit catalog, that one. So I decided to go with those. You can't really use them for anything, they're just for decor purposes, but I think they look like they make sense there. They might not, but I think they do. So anyway, I can't recall what we're doing for the rest of the build, but we still got 3.5 minutes. So this is going to be interesting, probably adding details. Of course, they need their outdoors barbecue area. I imagine this is Chestnut Ridge, by the way. I always, in my head, like, I'm a book girly. We've talked about this already. There is a series called Chestnut Springs by Elsie Silver. So whenever I say Chestnut, I'm like, is it Springs or is it Ridge? It's Ridge. The Sims world is Ridge. So whenever I build here, I'm always like, it has to be super warm. Surely I have never been to a place like this. I am from the cold north, but not the super cold north, like further up north, just the cold north. So a place like Chestnut, that was difficult to say all of a sudden. Anyway, a place like this seems so foreign to me, but I could imagine it being very dry and warm, especially during summer, maybe like late spring, early fall or something. So outdoor seating areas, I think maybe they don't make sense. Do you just stay indoors with air conditioning then? Actually, I'm starting to rethink my decision, but I do like having barbecue areas in my family builds because it just makes sense. We used to barbecue during the summer when I lived in my childhood home, which by the way, I was born in, which is so cool. Just thought I'd drop that on you. You're welcome for that very useless information. But we used to barbecue a lot during the summer, or not a lot, but like when we had the time, we barbecued in the backyard. And so having the option to do that with families is like, it's one of those things that I just like to add, like bookcases, because I also grew up in a house. I actually was asked a while ago, by now, it was a couple of years ago, why I added so many bookcases, including in hallways. And I'm like, that's just what makes sense to me, because that's what I grew up around. I don't know, my dad has so many books. Like, it's, yeah, he has maybe twice as many as I do. That's just my mom as well, has so many books. I grew up surrounded by books. That's why I've become a book girly as well, probably. I was always encouraged to read a whole lot. So in my builds, there's going to be a lot of bookcases because that's just what I know. I feel like that makes sense. I think I've gotten okay at tuning it down now and then. Like in this one, there's only a couple, but in general, you'll always find a bookcase in at least one or two in my builds. So, but it's one of those things as well. Barbecue area outside, but also bookcases. So, but yeah, we're just doing landscaping for the rest of the video, I think. Adding a couple of details here and there, doing some terrain paint because we want to make sure that that is on point. But other than that, we are more or less done. So I hope you guys like this build. If you do, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, the tray files can be found over on my Patreon, which will be linked to in the description box as well as in the pinned comment, where you can also find a link to the booktube channel that I mentioned earlier. So if you like to read, definitely feel free to go check it out. But that is all I got for you guys today, so I hope you all enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye!